All right, and we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, Cursed Earth. Cursed Earth. And what Cursed Earth is about, it's about exploring the paranormal places. More exploring places where there's a lot of death and misery and suffering, and whether or not there was any sort of paranormal activity that was going on and been reported about that location. The idea is to link maybe a place that was ridden by crime, or a place that turned out to be a graveyard, essentially a dumping ground of bodies, and the stories that might stem from it. Okay. In the last two episodes, we talked about some very heavy topics. The very first one, we talked about the Texas killing fields, the Cotter oil fields, off of I-45 going towards Galveston. That place is essentially a dumping ground of bodies, right? What, 30 bodies? Probably more if you go around looking. Okay? Many of those cases are cold cases. People don't know what was going on, right? And of course, there's also paranormal activity linked to it as well. The second episode, we talked about the Mojave Desert. Once again, a massive burial ground. Like, that place has like 148 bodies, probably more. The way the authorities spoke about that place was either they were fatigued or just cynical. Probably somewhere in between. I mean, the authorities would talk about the Mojave Desert and say that, man, if there was a gravestone, if there was a cross for every body that was buried out there, it would be littered. It'd be a forest of crosses. And we talked about the paranormal activities linked to that area. You have stuff far back in the ancient days of when Native Americans roamed the land. The Navajo tribe reported or talked about skinwalkers. Then you have people who claim to have seen ghosts in that area. People who claim to see what they call it, like a roaming road ghost. Don't think Evil Dead. Don't think that. Think of what looks like a human right there standing in the road, but you get close to it, it just melts down. Is that legitimate? I don't know. But then in that area, there was also a ghost town, and people reported a lot of reports about the ghost town actually having activity, people walking about still. But today we're going to talk about something that's much smaller in scale. I chose this location because it's close to me, but also because this is a place that I think the reputation exceeds itself. I think the reputation people know of, right? The Spaghetti Warehouse. People know that. They know that place is supposed to be haunted. That's the legend. That's the myth. But is it? Well, the story is that someone did lose a life there. 2 people, actually. Okay. I mean, the body count doesn't even compare to the previous 2 episodes. But if there's a link, why not talk about it? So the question I pose to you is the Spaghetti Warehouse a place of cursed earth? Or is it just a bunch of exaggerated fluff? So that's what we'll take a look at here. Okay. What you see on the screen is the Spaghetti Warehouse. If you're listening to the podcast later on and you can't see anything, that's okay. It's a 2-story building. It's an old building now, but it used to be It used to be a grocery. It used to be a warehouse. It used to be a pharmaceutical place, or a pharmacy. Not a pharmaceutical place, a pharmacy. This building actually had, I believe the legend is, Texas' first electric elevator. I'm not 100% certain on that. That's the story. Okay. But the Spaghetti Warehouse is a chain, right? A lot of them are closed down now. I think most of them are closed down. They're kind of a relic of a past. I think the Dallas location is still open, and that is it. No, Dallas, Columbus, Ohio, Akron, Ohio. Houston still has the Spaghetti Warehouse. The building has been destroyed by floodwaters during Harvey, so they changed location now, and they call it Warehouse 72 now. So, yeah. But the thing that sets this Spaghetti Warehouse apart from all the others is that supposedly 2 people died here. Now, there's various reports on how this happened. Okay. And I did some digging. I try to find some sort of death certificate to show for this. I don't know 100%. But this is what I have here. Apparently a pharmacist, a young pharmacist, was going to leave his job, leave his shift, right? But instead of leaving his shift, this is back when the Spaghetti Warehouse, back when this building was a pharmacy. The pharmacist, instead of leaving the place, he went back to get his paperwork, and then after he grabbed his stack of papers, headed back to the elevator. He was careless in his steps, and he misstepped, and he fell into the dark without looking. Falling several feet, he fatally injured himself and died. Okay. And like I said, I couldn't find a death certificate to actually prove this 100%. And you know how Texas can be with their tall tales and stuff like that. So, like I said, is this legitimate or is this exaggerated fluff? You know, you let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments too. Especially if you're listening to the podcast afterwards. Let me know in the comments there. Okay. But the story... Oh, and I should say that, once again, this building did have a functioning elevator back then. One of the first electric elevators. So it's possible that this could have happened. Alright. Now, there's more to the story. Apparently, when he did not return home from work, his wife began to worry. Right? That happens. She went to the warehouse. Oh, actually, at that time, it was a pharmacy. In a hurry to find her husband. Only to find that a group of people and authorities standing around and talking about the tragedy that just happened. When she goes inside, she found the remains of her husband crumbled at the bottom of the elevator shaft. According to the legend, his wife was so traumatized by his sudden death that she herself also died a year later. From what I understand, I believe it was suicide. It is said that her grief-stricken souls haunt the area of the vast restaurant. Now, like I said, I couldn't find any death certificate to back this up. What I found digging is a bunch of various places reporting the same story. You could find it on Wikipedia. You could find it on, of course, your cliche haunting, I guess, website like Haunted Rooms, and a place like Creepy Ghost Stories. Of course, they're gonna play it up, right? But one thing that's interesting is that this place, like I said, I chose this location because of what I heard about when I was a kid. Okay. All the crazy stories. I don't know if they were exaggerated or not. I don't know if they were legitimate. But there were so many. I personally know people who've been to the Spaghetti Warehouse that report seeing or witnessing things in the bathroom. And I'm not talking about gross acts of, or adult activity. And people will say that I went to the bathroom, the lights would flicker. They would see something in the mirror. I know someone else reported that when they were using the restroom, on Reddit, I noticed someone was reporting and talking about how when they're at the location at the spaghetti warehouse, and they were in the restroom, they heard banging on the walls. Now, it's not what you think. There wasn't some, someone banging in the bathroom. Okay. According to this person, to their stories, the stalls are empty. Okay, so who was it? I don't know. There's people that say that seen like orbs, and this place used to be a ghost tour, right? It used to be a location for the Houston Ghost Tour. You'd go walk about. You can see like the floating orbs here and there. It's like, okay. Now, as someone who's kind of skeptical minded as myself, floating orbs, I'm gonna need a little bit more than just that. I'm gonna need something much more heavy, right? Okay. Now, this cursed doll, this creeps me out. Then again, I don't like cursed dolls. I don't. Not at all. Right? Especially when you combine the fact, pair it with the fact that, once again, of course, this is from staff that work there. They claim that they have seen various things, heard various voices. Whether or not it's true, don't know. Let's see. According to reports, they've seen things like the shoelaces flying across. Okay, I mean, if I saw that, I'd whip out my phone and start recording it, right? That's my thing about this. People say they see ghosts. Okay, show me. I want to know. People claim they heard whispers. Just various things like laughter. Because not only do they say that the wife of the husband haunts the place, but supposedly this girl with a broken neck. If you see her, she looks like she has a broken neck like this or something. Now, apparently she haunts the place too. Because apparently there was another death. A young woman who fell down the stairs. Okay. And broke her neck. Alright. Okay. But what do you think? Think it's a bunch of fluff? Let's take a look here. I got a few articles, things we can read about this place. Let's see. Now, like I said, this place was a ghost tour place as well, right? Let's see. One story. Once again, I'm coming through on the forums, right, on the internet. According to one person, in August of 1993, a woman by the name of Ashley Wilson, a waitress apparently, went into her shift. She worked on the second floor, and a few hours into her shift, she claimed to have suffered extreme aches in her joints. Okay, maybe I don't have an age here for the person. I don't know if they were extremely old. I don't know if they're geriatric. I don't know what's going on here, but she didn't think anything of it at first. But then she began bleeding from her nose, a nosebleed. Okay. Now this happens, right? I mean, nosebleeds happen. Not a big deal. Not a big thing. Okay. But then she claimed, I mean, if this is legitimate or not, she claimed she heard a ghost, or heard something whisper in her ear. I don't know if it was a ghost. I mean, she says it's a ghost. I don't know. It could be anything, like faint laughter. According to the story, she didn't return to work the next day. In fact, she did not return home either. So whatever happened to her, we don't know. I mean, this is coming from the staff that worked there. Once again, is that legitimate? You know, I struggle with things with this. I struggle with stories like this. Because, like, you take something like hearing banging in the bathroom or hearing banging on the walls, seeing furniture move around. It's like, okay, but I want to see it. I haven't found any videos of this stuff. I found a video of some orbs moving around, but it looked bogus. It looked fake. I'm not going to play it if it looks fake. It really looked like someone just used a laser pointer to move it about. No. The thing about this place, it has an eerie vibe to it because the things inside, like I said, the spooky doll that's said to be. I mean, some people report like if you get close to the spooky doll, like you can hear it whisper into your ear. I don't know if that's legitimate or not either, but that's what they say. That might just be part of it. Here in this photo, I included this one here. Once again, if you're listening to this in the podcast feed, just describe it for you here. But I don't know if it's the quality of the photo. It's very blurry. It's hard to tell what you see. Is there some blurs there? Is there some smudge? Yeah, sure. I could see some faint lines of something. Is that what is that supposed to be? Is that just is that light? You know? What is that? I can't really tell what that is. But some people say in this photo you could see a spirit. You could see it. Okay. I don't know. To me, going there, I mean, they had good lasagna. I like their food. They had good food, and I did have a weird experience there myself. It's pretty creepy vibe. Once again, I don't know why it's always the bathroom, but it's always the bathroom. It seems like the lights would flicker. It was weird, and it's like I thought maybe something was wrong with the lights. You know, it could just be part of the building. Maybe they rigged it like that. Okay. And the reflection, I thought I saw something faintly. Looked behind me, and it was just nothing, just a normal wall. Okay, fine. It weirded me out, but then again, I thought maybe I had these things in my mind. Maybe I was seeing things because of what my friends had told me before as well, their experiences. The story, though, I would like look into would be the story from the staff, right? Especially since they're there after hours. Like the story about the Ashley Wilson chick disappearing. That's interesting. That's interesting to me. Because if that's true, that's coming from a staff or someone who worked there. But maybe they're playing that one up. Not sure. Other than the whispering in your ears, some people say there's roaches in the food, but that's not a ghost thing. That's not a cursed earth thing. That's just that's a health violation. That's a health violation. All the way. Let's see. I got some other photos here, something else we could look at. So, about the eerie vibe, there is this painting, or this picture here of this creepy man. This thing. They call it the scary guy's portrait. Some people say it's a younger version of President William Howard Taft. Others say it's not. Okay. But the weird thing about the photo, apparently, and I've seen this myself, like it's creepy. It's like it's looking at you no matter where you go. And sometimes when you're looking at it, it looks like it's crying or the eyes are bleeding. Weird things. Hell, there's even a blog on this I'm looking at right here. Now, of course, this person could be exaggerating this stuff. Maybe they saw the same thing I did. I don't know. But it goes to say, one legendary haunted Houston picture is actually a huge portrait that is displayed on the second floor of the haunted downtown restaurant. Oh, let me get that real fast. All right. They call him Mr. Creepy and Scary Guy. They say it looks like President William Howard Taft. And you can see it kind of does, right? I mean, if you don't know who Taft looks like, I could show you a picture. Let's see. All right, here we go. I mean, they do look kind of similar. Look at that. Look at that comparison. Yeah, I see it. Hey, it's just Taft. That's all that is. It's just a parlor trick. Oh, man. That's all that is. That's all that is right there. Is it? I don't know. But anyway, the blog continues to go. The post. A few of us have been trying to analyze the picture at the spaghetti warehouse, and we cannot figure out why this portrait is so troubling. As you can see, we've tweaked the contrast in colors, and nothing clearly presents itself to us. Sure, we could see the bleeding eyes effect, but we think there may be more than that. If you could see anything especially odd in this photo, or explain why. Okay, they're going to say. And I could show you their bleeding eye effect, or what they do. But they're just playing with the contrast. And of course it looks creepy if you do that. But that's... I mean, if you ever saw it in person, it gives a different vibe to it. But... yeah. Let's see. There you go. I mean, if you play with the contrast, you can get stuff like this. It's just a creepy picture. That's not anything... okay. And it's not even related to the pharmacist. Now, someone told me it was. Someone told me it was related to the pharmacist who died. But that just looks like a picture of President Taft. That's all that is. Okay. So at this point, this deep in, I'm starting to wonder if this is all just one crazy story. Just played up and exaggerated to help bring the customers in. What do you think? I had a feeling that this episode of Cursed Earth was going to go in this direction. Be more fun. Be more light than anything else. But I wanted to go into it anyway. You know, after talking about 2 mass graves, the Texas killing fields in the Mojave Desert, I wanted to do something light. You know, in the next episode, I want to talk about Dean Corals, or what's his last name? The guy in Houston, actually, who killed over... what was the body count? Oh, man. It's escaping me at this moment. But he had a mass grave and a boat shed and various other places. He was a gay dude who'd go pick up young boys and younger men and, you know, do horrible things, kill them, bury them. Oh, man. Let's see. Do I have any other photos? Anything else about this? I could show you some stuff. What's this? Oh, that's just an interior of what it used to look like. I mean, it was kind of creepy inside. I think the atmosphere kind of goes with the legends, the myths of it being haunted. And everyone likes a good ghost story. I mean, don't put it past anyone in Houston from keeping a ghost story alive. Now, this is what it looked like after Harvey hit it. After Hurricane or not really a hurricane, but after the Harvey floods. Pretty bad. Bad shape. Bad shape. Yeah. Now let's see if there's anything else I could find. Okay. I got something else here. According to, looks like waitress Patty Chapa, as someone seems to like untying people's shoelaces. Waitress Patty Chapa says she witnessed her shoelace floating parallel to the floor, stretched out. Now, what is that? Is that true? Or is that exaggerated? Once again, it's another story from a waitress. Like I said, you see multiple orbs there. They've been photographed. You can find them. Orbs are like, okay, I want to see something more than an orb. Because anyone can make that up. Let's see. And things frequently go missing or get rearranged by the woman who supposedly haunts the place. Let's see. This Patty Chapa person is saying that some think that the mischief that goes on there is the work of dead children, because there's an old urn cabin upstairs. They used to store the deceased charges of orphans. What? That's creepy. Is that real? Wait, this whole time there was an urn with ashes of dead kids? Okay. The disembodied voices of children can be heard on that floor. Look, I'm not going to say I haven't heard anything there, Sure. And I can't say that I haven't heard people tell me they've heard voices there before. Sure, yeah, that happens. So what does that mean when multiple people are saying the same thing? Is it just people keeping the myth alive? I don't know. It could be, maybe it's not. When you have the combination of a pharmacist who supposedly died by falling down an elevator shaft, which sounds like a murder she wrote, or that seems like a horrible way to go, right? Seems like a soap opera way of dying. And his wife dying after that. Apparently a kid died there, broke its neck. Way before this place was a restaurant. Okay, so we have 3 deaths. And then you have an urn. Now you have an urn of like dead kids' ashes in it. What do you think? Think it's haunted? You won't know anymore. I mean, if the building was haunted, it would still be haunted today, but it's no longer used as the restaurant because it was badly damaged. You could still go there. Well, actually, you can't. Not really. I mean, you could get inside. It's boarded up though. They were allowing people to go in if buy furniture and things, buy artifacts, things they want to take home, I guess, if you wanted to. Yeah, I'm very curious, but that's it. So we're talking about a place that might have had 3 deaths associated with it, and some urban legends, some myths of voices, things flying off the walls, furniture rearranging, people saying there's banging sounds in the bathroom and there's not a couple or a couple of, there's no one in the bathroom but the person, right? You have the girl in 1983 who disappeared, apparently. Suffered aches, joint aches, and then bled from her nose, and then disappeared. Where was the follow-up on that one? Where was the follow-up on that story? That's what I want to know. Because that looked like a story to follow. But nope, that's not. Okay. So yeah, this is a pretty short episode of Cursed Earth, guys. Very short. Very short. I think I know I put the started time at 10. It's already like 10:07. And I could rehash the same stuff I talked about, but I think I summed it up already. What do you think? You think this is Cursed Earth? My opinion? Not so much. Not so much. Maybe, but I need a little bit more. Like I said in the beginning, I tried looking for a death certificate. I tried looking for a news article associated with this pharmacist's death and the death of his wife, if it was suicide. And this other kid that died there, supposedly breaking its neck. Okay. How'd that happen? Oh, sorry, that was Taft again. And you have these creepy dolls and a urn of ashes. Okay, it's creepy, but I don't know. All right. I think I'm going to wrap it up here as a very short stream. But let me know what you think. All right. Y'all take it easy.